Hi, this is our sixth and final episode of Points of View, a View Festival podcast.
It's true.
I am Connor.
And I'm Vicky.
And today, on this episode, we have the brilliant Chanel.
Yay!
Hey guys.
Woo! Yeah!
You don't have to go up as
Yes. But I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's
So we have Chanel on to talk about her show, give us kind of an insight into her creative process and stuff like that. So Chanel, if you would like to tell us the name of your show first of all and when it's showing.
Okay, so my show is called The Institution of Failed Artists, and it's on the 27th of June at 7:45, and then it's on the 28th of June at 1 p.m.
Amazing. And Chanel, just give us, without giving away too much, because you're going to have to come and see the show, so buy tickets.
Yeah.
Just give us a brief kind of synopsis about what your show is about and what can the audience expect.
So the show is a dystopian thriller, and it's about a rapper who is a musician as well called Rubes that's abducted into a militant institution designed to give failing artists one last chance to make it. That's the synopsis.
Yeah, it sounds so sick.
Yeah.
It really does. Tell us about creative team you're working with, actor, director, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I have an amazing team. It's being directed by Monica Cox, who did a gig at the King's Head recently and works at the Kiln and is a really great director, dramaturg, was also a reader for Theatre 503. So she's really been helping me develop the show. We're a few drafts in, and she's an incredible director. And also our actor, Anne Isabel, who is also very talented, a dancer and an actor, a triple threat. So we'll have a really good team, both really lovely people, and we're excited to develop it together.
Amazing. Have you started rehearsals for it?
We had a read through yesterday, which was really nice, just to hear it read.
Yeah.
And then Monica was like, we need to go over the script. We were viciously going through the script, and it was great. It was great to hear a reading from Anne Isabel. She's a real talent.
Where did the inspiration for this show actually come from? So in terms of the creative process of putting it together, did you know when we were given this task this is kind of the theme that you wanted to touch upon, or how did you come to create basically this play?
Also, just to clarify, you wrote it.
Yes, I wrote it, and obviously I'm producing it.
Yes.
The inspiration, I think this course has helped a lot. I think maybe we won't use this, but I'm just going to say it anyway. I think that kind of we've had an academic year of lots of people coming in telling us how terrible the industry is.
We did speak about this yesterday.
We did.
A little bit. I don't know how much of it will stay in, but you
Just go speak.
Yes.
So
speak your mind.
I feel like we're surrounded with creatives in London especially, and a lot of these creatives were all on this emerging, we want to make it or get a reputation or have a name, and this institution Mountview is promoting art and success and getting agents, and I just thought there's more people that are not a success than what. And it's kind of, the show is about themes of success and failure and sacrifice and how much and how far are we willing to go to make it in the industry. So I guess I just was inspired by the creatives around me. The show is really meant to be a love letter to creativity and creatives and artists that are grinding every day to try and be successful, whatever that looks like.
I was just about to touch upon that. It's what is success? Because success is all interpretive, right? To a single person, what someone might be this is how I become successful. Might not be the same as another person.
Definitely, and I think I've explored and discussed that a lot with my director, and we've discussed, if you wanted to, my background is being an actor. I trained as an actor, and most of my cohort from drama school aren't working, and so it's a question of the ones that are working, why? Is it talent, or is it because they're just grinding really hard to make it work? And I guess a lot of this artistry is defined by reputation and selling tickets, and a lot of people that are successful because other people have given them that platform, and so it's just exploring like what is art and what is success, I guess.
Yeah, I did mention yesterday when me and Vicky were interviewing each other that your show is one of the shows I'm very excited to see. I just think it's such a relatable show for creatives.
Yeah.
In general, there's always that kind of like, and I said it actually in the last podcast as well, but like creatives are like some of the most resilient people that I think exist, because you're constantly dealing with rejection, constantly dealing with no's, but there's this kind of attitude where you're just like, all right, well, okay, let's on to the next one, I guess. It's like,
yeah, you have to have a really thick skin, I think, to be a creative, and I don't think that's championed enough or recognised. And a lot of it's about, you know, like we network, like we should network laterally more with each other rather than trying to be the next best producer, you know, and work with people that are like above us. We should connect with our peers and respect each other.
100%.
However, having said that, the play is very dark.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not a comedy. So, you know, it's an experimental show, and I want that to be talked about. It's something we're developing. The concept is a lot to process, you know.
Yeah. We were saying yesterday that dystopian shows aren't as common in like new writing. Like the dystopian shows that I can like maybe think of are like more like the, I don't know, bigger West End like franchises and things like that, like you know, more fantasy dystopian rather than something that is on a smaller scale. I haven't seen many dystopian smaller scale like pieces, which is why I'm like very, very excited to see your piece and what you and your director and your actor have like come up with. Essentially, is just
I think that it's traditionally dystopian feels like a TV series genre or films. So and I think the reason is because it's challenging to create a world that is believable. So that's the challenge.
It is
for my show.
It is.
I
loved sitting in auditions with hearing your piece said, you know, your writing be kind of like said out loud, and like watching self-tape and stuff, like it was really exciting and interesting for me, and I'm really excited to see the final version. Like that's really good.
Yes, I'm really excited as well. I mean, as much as it's a challenge and it's a dark show, I'm hoping that it is relatable to creatives and that we all have a little bit more empathy for each other after the show.
That'll be so.
That's such a beautiful sentiment. Cool. Just this is a bit further down the list, but it's just because you mentioned a challenge there. But would you say that like making it seem like feel realistic was like the biggest challenge about like creating it?
Yeah, I think the challenge is the world. I mean, with any world, there are rules, there are facts that, you know, that you have to decide and establish, and it has to be clear to the audience. And I think the challenge is the world that I'm trying to create. That's the main challenge, but we can tackle that. You know, my director's great at being like, well, but what does that mean? And I'm like, okay, let me clarify what that means, you know. So it's definitely going to be a challenge to make it feel believable.
Would you say, or you can talk about like the kind of producing challenges that you've had putting this show up, and like anything that you've encountered so far in the process, like not just like writing or necessarily related to your show, but like we talked about how like my biggest challenge so far has been doing the marketing for my stuff and things like that, like exactly like things like that, like
I think like the challenges so far have been writing the show, but that's obviously not a producery thing. I think that marketing the show, it feels like a strong show and a brand. I think
it is.
It's more for me the it's going to be a lot to produce. If I'm going dystopian, I need a set that feels like that. You know, it's the technical elements that need to slap, basically, because if they don't, then it's going to catch me out.
That's similar to mine. I'm like, mine is very tech reliant.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's very, like, if I don't hit certain things, it just won't hit.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And one thing I haven't said about the show, which is very prominent, you know, because there's a lot going on in my head, is that it's a show about music, and there's a lot of music and rapping and in my show, and there's joy as well as you know, there's highs and lows and light and shade in this show, and music is a strong factor, so that's something I need to remember to push more.
Yeah.
Before they come to see a dystopian show and they're like, what's all the music, what's all this rap going on
Yeah.
here?
And again, we've been talking about like how each show is different, but there's common threads. But now I'm just like, that's a common thread between you and Liz. There's this like utilization of like having music as like a kind of like theme or like core like kind of like way to tell the story.
Yeah.
It's just it's really interesting seeing how like even though your shows are completely different, there's just these little tiny things that can connect them.
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I think music is just really important, and as a producer, I think the challenges are like stepping out of the show and thinking about the production, the set, the music.
Yeah.
Those will be the challenges, I think.
Oh, you go ahead. Sorry.
I love music in shows. I love musicals, but I also like the idea of like a rapper and like that kind of like sound coming into this dystopian world is so cool. Like, I'm so ready to be immersed in this world, and I only know Anne Isabel like a little bit, but I'm super excited to see like her performance.
Yeah, and I think like one of the most enjoyable parts of writing the show has been like the music, like writing lyrics, singing in Judi Dench benches.
Oh, so it's like it's original bars.
Listening to it, the bars are original.
Oh, let's go.
yeah. So that's been the best part, and kind of just sitting there in different cafes, like in my zone, trying to write the lyrics to these songs has been really fun. So yeah, as much as I'm selling it as a dystopian show, there should be a lot of music, and it's an experimental piece, and I feel like because it's View and we get an opportunity to produce something for us, I wanted to try and do something a little bit different and see how it goes.
That is deeply exciting.
I can't wait for it, man. The more I'm not even just saying this because you're here, but the more you speak on it, the more I'm just like, oh my god, it's just gonna kick ass.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Other people that we've like had on the podcast, the other producers have also said like they're really excited to like see your piece and stuff, because
that's really nice.
Yeah,
I think I'm excited to see everybody's because they're all so different, and we've got such a diverse like group of producers, and I just think like this is our time to shine.
Hell yeah.
I agree. I would say that music is a huge part of your piece, Anna, and obviously because you're doing dance piece. Dance theatre and stuff like that. Question kind of related, is there going to be like a lot of like dancing movement in your piece? Because
Anne Isabel is a dancer, a dance teacher,
and she's cool,
and she's really cool.
I think she kind of scares me because she's so cool. Like,
yeah,
oh my
she's
God.
so cool. She's so cool. I'm working on that for sure. You know, I want to create something that's collaborative. This isn't like I've written it, this is what it is. It's open for development. It would be silly to not utilise Anne Isabel's
100%.
dance skills. It's just where I can kind of
where it fits
in
with the story.
Yeah.
100%.
And making it authentic and not just an insert, which is one of my notes that I've been told.
No, that's
it's
really exciting.
Yeah, it's so relatable though, because I'd be like, even like in parts of mine, I'm like, oh, it'd be really cool to do this, and then I'm like, yeah, but does it actually even? Does it fit? It's a cool idea, great, and of course, like I should be like using it, but it's just the how to make it fit.
Literally. Yeah, I think it's good to be. I'm good to be reined in by my lovely director.
Yeah, well, that's good.
As a producer, apart from this degree, what would you like love to like get out of this show? Whether it be like connecting with the audience a certain way, whether you see life for this show in particular after, is it more than a one person show? Is it like, could you see this at the Fringe? Like, is there anything? Have you had any thought about that?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to develop the show. I'd love to I'm going to try and invite some people, obviously, to see it. I think that it's a big concept, and its form, because of View, is a one-person show, but it's a bigger show than one person. I think essentially I love the escapism genre in general, and I want to like create things that are so far from reality in some ways that we're able to just transport into a different world. So
I love that.
I think like I definitely think it's a great concept and would be a great TV series. But I think it's the development process, and I'd love the TV series to be like, we see every episode or every series, we see a different artist go through the regime.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Like, there's so much artists that,
and we see what happens. Like, I want it to have a life. I just think we've got these parameters for View, so let's see how the one person show goes. And maybe it could be a fringe show, but I don't know at this stage. But I definitely want to develop it, and
No, I think it's such a cool idea. I can definitely see it like having more life than just View.
Yeah, I think it would be cool.
Is it the first time this script is being performed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Exciting.
See, so again, you have to come because you're getting a premiere.
Yes, you have to come because it's going to be a exciting thriller.
Yeah.
Hell, yeah, and what's better than that?
Yeah, exactly.
You could be sitting. What do you want to do? Sit at home, or go and watch an exciting thriller? Because I know what I'll be doing.
Watching the exciting thriller.
Watching the
That's
exciting.
the answer.
That is the only answer. And if you picked sitting at home, then like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Literally.
And I think the music's gonna slap. I also think I didn't say, but like, it's rap music, but there's the dystopian is in it. It's it's not like separate. The music's gonna feel dystopian too.
Yeah.
And it's an experimental show, and any support would be great.
Yeah.
I
think in terms of like describing a show that me and Connor specifically would both like this is so up our street, like we love it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
we
amazing.
love it.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting. One of the final-ish questions is like, what other shows? I know you said we're really excited for like all of the shows, but like any ones specifically you're excited about, or any wraparound events that you're really excited about?
I have to plug my own, sorry. I'm hosting an Introduction to DJ workshop on Tuesday the 24th of June at 1 p.m. at Mountview for students, for anybody that's free. We're going to have a little tutorial, learn how to DJ.
Well, I want to learn how to DJ. So.
Yeah, so that's one. Obviously, I've been like audience liaisoning with everybody, so I'm really excited for everybody's shows. Am I meant to pick one out?
You don't have to. You can just say like, or you can say a few that you like are interested in, or
I'll say a few then. I'm definitely interested in Nico's Stroke in the Sun. I think it seems really poetic and beautiful and like a touching story about heritage. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Connor's dance piece. I think that's going to be sick. And this is not just because you both are here, but we have similar interests, I feel. I am excited about Vicky's show, interior, exterior, right way around.
Yeah.
Great. I love comedy, ironically, even though I'm doing this show. So yeah, I'm excited for the shows that feel like they're in a genre.
Yeah.
Because that's just my interest, basically. That I'm like, oh, this is this world, or if that makes sense. But I think a lot of them are autobiographical, and is a good insight into meeting the producers and hearing about diverse stories across the cohort. So yeah, I'm genuinely like, I'm going to be everybody's number one supporter.
That's so good.
And I'm really excited for everybody's shows. I think they all sound amazing.
That's funny. Vito said a similar thing where it was like, it seems like he's so excited for everyone's show because he thinks it's going to be like a little window into themselves as a person, which I wholeheartedly agree with. It like, the more I've heard, and it's been great actually hearing people. I've loved doing this podcast because it's been so nice just hearing. I know we've all had like chatted about each other's shows, but they actually go in depth and like hear like what inspired you to create it, like where do you see this going, what do you want to do, and like the ambitions and stuff like that has just been really, really, really cool.
Yeah, it has been really cool. the program sounds good. The wraparound events sound really fun as well
Yeah.
and chill. So yeah.
Super exciting.
Okay,
Does somebody interview you two?
we interviewed
each
each
other.
other.
It's weird because I feel like I want to ask you questions.
Oh,
but it
if
doesn't
you
feel
want to
like
ask
You can
questions,
ask.
feel like
great.
the time. Like, what about you two? Like, it's specifically, are there any shows that you're like, I'm really excited to see that?
Well, I did already plug it, and it's funny, I'm not just saying it because you two are here, but it was your two shows.
Yeah.
One, because I just love your idea of this dystopian, like this dystopian feel, and like the kind of theme of like a field art. Because what even is a field artist? But like at the same time, I hear it and I see it, and I'm like, oh god, yes, like I know what that feels like. Because like there are moments in like a creative's career where you just maybe you're not like. I don't know. I think comparison is always the game killer in the industry, and like maybe you're not where someone else is, but that doesn't mean you're a field artist. Like as long as you're creating stuff and still making art, then how are you a field artist? You know what I mean? It's all interpretive. And obviously I'm a big fan of rap music, so I'm just excited for the bars. I remember your bars from Celia's wee wedding, so I'm very excited.
So cool. It's so cool.
And I'm a big fan of comedy, and especially like kind of like surreal, kind of like just ridiculous comedy. And Vicky's just sounds right up my street. I am ready to laugh.
It's just gonna be funny, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I just and I also said I was saying like dystopian stuff not normally seen on stage.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen a lot on stage, and I've watched a lot of stuff, so like just really excited for that. And again, I think I said this in my bit, but like seeing your audition, like hearing the text out loud was very cool.
Yeah.
And then I probably said Nico's piece
Yes.
because it's nice to see a team of black women making stuff. That's really cool. And I can't remember what else I said, but like it's all just gonna be good, isn't it?
Like
I think so.
Genuinely, like I have used two as like thing, but I think that's just more because it's
about taste.
Similar.
it's literally
about
just like
taste.
who I am as a person. I'm like I just see myself in that in those two shows,
100%.
but I'm genuinely excited to see everyone's because of just the journey we've been on throughout the year that I can't wait to just sit there and be beaming with pride for everyone to be like, wow, you all just did that. It's gonna be so cool.
Really like
100%.
personal, but in a way that it's personal to our group as well.
It's personal to our group, and I think I feel a sense that I need to say that that we should all take the pressure off because it's an experimental show. You know.
I said
I feel
I had a meeting with Jess yesterday. I was like, Jess, I'm just letting you know I will probably make changes right up until like the last hour. In terms of the dancing, I'm like, if you want to set the direction and things, brilliant. But like my experience with dancing is just like, and again it's experimental. I'm just like there's no kind of like wrong way to do this. We're all finding our footing for this, and also we've had like, I don't want to say restrictions and limitations because like I think that like is such a, what's the word? I think that's such a negative, a negative kind of connotation to put on those words. But we've had like maybe, I don't know, we've had certain like
parameters.
Go see the show. We've had certain parameters given to us where it's like we have to see what we can make with this.
Yes.
And it's not as if we have this like unlimited budget, which where we could obviously make something fantastic, but not saying that we won't. We're all going to make sick stuff. But just to go off what you said, it is all experimental. So yeah, you're right. Like let's also enjoy
the process of creating and development. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do the old process, not product.
Hey, trust the process. Eh?
Yes.
With most of our, I think with all of the pieces, it's the first time they're being performed.
Yeah.
So like that's.
So I guess I'm just like, give us grace, people, because it's a new writing festival.
Yeah.
And new writing always needs development.
Yeah. Be kind.
Yeah.
Be kind to
Yes.
yourself.
Be
Do
kind to
you have
us.
any other questions for us? It's actually, I actually kind of like the fact that like we're getting asked questions.
Yeah, I guess like you said about producing challenges, like what do you foresee rather than what's happening now? What do you foresee being a challenge?
Oh, in the next like 3 weeks. I am actually, I'm actually nervous about, we don't just have to produce our own shows, but we have to tech other people's shows. And obviously everyone's super focused on their own shows, which is what should happen. But my show's in the first week. I want to do the captioning and the tech for other people's shows well. And that is going to be like, I just have to do it well, and there's a little bit of pressure I put on myself, because I'm like, oh, I need to come through for these people.
Well, yeah, because it's important to us all.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's something that I haven't dedicated a lot of brain space towards, but I have that pressure. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do it. I want to nail it, basically. For that. So.
I think we're so early, and I think I feel the same as you. Like whoever, I need to lock into that, but I'm gonna give it the time and dedication, because I don't want to mess something up on the day.
Exactly.
I also think it's worth talking about like the fact that there is only 2 shows.
Yeah.
And so even after the first show, there'll still be development.
Yeah.
You know, for the second show.
Yeah.
So like I think that will also be an experience for us all to sit there and see the show for the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it takes time for shows to settle sometimes, you know?
I agree.
How do you feel? Do you think you're going to be buzzing on the day, or?
Well, mine is Friday night, and then immediately the first show on the Saturday.
Same.
Yeah. So it's quite within 24 hours, both of them are going to be done, and it's kind of like really quick.
Yeah.
Comedy, you need the laughs, you need to see the pacing of it. Obviously, I'm directing mine as well, so I need to make sure that we figure it out, the pacing.
Yes. Oh my God, let me speak to both of you about your roles, because we all have such different roles.
Oh yeah.
So we've got a choreographer.
Yeah.
You're choreographing.
I have an assistant as well.
You're writing it.
Yeah.
Producing it. Performing it.
Yeah.
You're doing nearly everything, but apart from directing.
Yeah, directing, and then I do have an assistant choreographer to look over, which, I mean, it's one of my best friends, Ken Lewin, who is an incredible dancer. And then I have the amazing Jess Smith, who is in the master's cohort for directing, who's incredible and has given me like just her ideas for this piece and what she's like envisioned. I just never thought of, and I'm like, oh my God, yes, that is it. Like what you're saying right now, that's how this is supposed to be. It has been challenging though, writing. I've never wrote anything before. And I do kind of have I don't want to say luxury. I don't know if luxury is the right word, but I've had the kind of like gift of this is very personal to where I'm from, and like it's like it's based on factual events, obviously, but like the character is his own character. But I'm drawing from like my family and stuff. Like I've interviewed them and stuff, and you'll hear their accounts throughout the show. Some of them are a bit mad. But I'd say no. Some of them are a bit
I'm
mad.
excited.
Yeah, no, man. You'll literally be like,
really?
I'm interviewing my mom literally, and she's just like, and just drops the most insane lore, and I'm across the table, like literally, like jaw dropped, like. And she's not even looking at me. She's just saying it so casually, like blah 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 blah. I'm like, huh? Yeah. So this is gonna sound so weird, but I'm actually looking really forward to the audience actually hearing. Cause my sister and my brother did grow up kind of like from like the 80s to the 90s as the Troubles were ending. But my mum literally lived throughout it all. She was 9 years old when they started. She's seen everything, and hearing her speak about it was one. It really actually like weirdly, like opened up the kind of like thing that like a area that I've never like seen from my mum before, and actually I don't know if I don't know. Yeah, maybe I think maybe possibly has like just made me understand my mum more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is why. Like I remember growing up and being like, oh, you can go here, and me being like, why? Like parents are being, but then I'm like, no, I get it completely now. Like I get it completely. But yeah, sorry, I just went off the tangent there. But I think writing has been the most difficult part for me because I'm not a writer. I have had like Jess, who again is amazing, to like go over it, and she's like, no, it's all good, just little tweaks here, of course, because my biggest problem is I do want to also like with what it's about, my biggest thing is to make sure that I'm just respectful to, because it is a delicate subject, which you'll see, come see the show. You'll see it when you come see the show.
Exactly. Thank you.
You'll see what it's about, but yeah, that would probably be my like biggest challenge, is to write it and just juggle the other kind of three. The other three components of what I'm doing.
The roles.
I will say I'm very grateful that I have Ken on as the assistant choreographer, because he will be a humongous help, and I'm again very grateful to have Jess on, just in terms of like what she's envisioned for lighting, even just like themes that we can touch upon. She's just the greatest.
And also just to say that Connor is extremely talented. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
so you should definitely come and see the show.
Yeah, it's going to be a great performance.
Amazing.
Guys.
Yeah. What about you, Vicky? Because you're doing the triple?
Yeah.
Are you the only producer doing the triple?
Yeah.
Triple threat.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
How is that?
It's okay. It's not as bad. Well, I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't done writing and directing before. So like, this is not my first time doing any of those things. Whereas like, rodeo. Yeah, it's not my first rodeo doing either of those things. So it's actually okay. I love directing. It's kind of, I would say, it's my like main discipline outside of producing. Like, it's what I really enjoy doing. It's something that I feel like particularly in genres that I am semi-comfortable with, like comedy and things like that. Like, I kind of know, hopefully, I know how to make things funny on stage.
Do.
And thank you. And like, I hope to provide some good content. But yeah, I was saying earlier in one of the episodes that like, this is the most personal thing I've ever written. So it's very much about me in a way, and the way that I see the world, and the way that I've navigate society and things like that. And so it's actually been going from like producing tasks like marketing or whatever and things like that, and then jumping into the rehearsal room and basically interrogating like, why did you write, obviously this is what a director has to do. It's like, what do these lines mean? What makes them funny? What makes this impactful? What makes the audience react in a certain way? It's very much, okay, well, from my experience, people weren't nice to me in this kind of way, or I felt like I didn't matter in this kind of way. And it's like, these themes are being brought out through something that is funny, but it's like, okay, like going into that headspace from doing like, literally from like filling in a form, being a producer, and then 5 minutes later I'm jumping into the rehearsal room and I'm like interrogating some like quite deep topics, and then trying to get the dialogue right and the delivery right with my actor, who is phenomenal. Like, she gives me so many options. She's like, okay, is it funnier if I do this? Is it funnier if I do this? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just, it's quite like amazing to work with like someone who is like professional essentially. Like, I have never worked with a professional actor in this kind of capacity, so it's just it is overwhelming in some aspects, but like, I love it. The writing is harder for me than the directing.
Is it is there a lot of physical comedy then?
In the scenes that we've been rehearsing this week, no, but in the rest of the piece, there is. Like,
exciting.
Yeah. And it's really hard. I said this in my, like, in the episode where we like interviewed each other, but like, my actor is playing so many characters.
Yeah.
She's not playing, it's not one character the whole way. It's like, in the end, it's probably going to be about 15.
That's very exciting.
With different physicalities, different accents, different kind of costume, and by costume I mean like hats or like little like glasses or things like that she's putting on, and that she really has to like lock into a really, 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 really difficult task. And obviously I casted her because she is able to do that, and I trust her, and we've spoken a lot, we've shared a lot like between us two. But yeah, like, it's hard, and I recognize that like, it's not easy. Like, I could never do what she does. Like, I'm not. It's a really, really hard task, but she's gonna pull it off, and I believe in her fully. But yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna smash it.
Yay.
It sounds so exciting. 15
Thank
characters,
you.
accents,
Yay.
everything. I can't
Accents,
wait.
yeah.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, and impressions.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Spoiler.
I know, yeah. Well, you'll see.
Come see the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
So,
the final thing.
yeah, do you
The
want
final question is, what like films, TV or music or theatre that have like inspired you? Kind of, it can be about your show or it can just be like recently in general. Like any recommendations or anything.
So I love Squid Game. I think it's inspired by Squid Game. Even elements of it of You on Netflix.
Yeah.
Of You?
You, yeah.
Yeah.
The TV show.
I thought
Yeah.
you said of View on Netflix. I went, what? View's on Netflix?
TBC. Yeah, I think those are my recommendations at the minute.
Nice. Any music that's like inspired your piece? Like your favourite artists that have inspired this piece or whatever?
That's a good question. I listen to a lot at the minute. I'm on my musical hype, which is so different to what I'm writing. Maybe I need that separation, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm inspired by like rappers. I watch a lot of rap battles on YouTube, and they're not like these huge artists, you know, which I really respect and love, like Doechii and like C China, and I listen to everything really.
Nice.
So I don't want to be specific.
Yeah,
sorry, but
yeah, that's all good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
Awesome.
In that case, Chanel, thank you very much for sharing your show and yourself. And I just think the show sounds so cool.
Yeah.
I just know it's going to be incredible. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
Come watch the goddamn show.
Yeah.
Okay, I swear to God, if you don't, I'm gonna be annoyed.
We're gonna be annoyed.
So just come,
Yes.
just come see the show.
Yes, come see my show. Thank you both for having me. You're both great podcast hosts. But all I'd like to say is, if anybody listens, please just come and watch a show at View, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly. Buy your tickets.
Well, this is the last
This
the
is
last
the
one. So
this is the last one.
thank you all for listening.
Yeah,
and we have been your podcast hosts.
Yeah, and we'll be back at some point.
At some point, yeah. Watch this space. Big things coming.
It'll be good.